Let me show you another two very important view directives, vif and v-for. You have seen them in our introductory example. So first, vif. The directive vif is used to conditionally render a block. The block will only be rendered if the directive's expression returns true. So for example, h1 vif, and optionally you can have a v-else. So if awesome returns true, then only the first h1 will be rendered, the second one will be ignored. Otherwise, the first h1 will be ignored, the second h1 will be rendered. Besides a Boolean variable, you can put a Boolean expression in anything that returns true or false in vif's expression. So in this case, if random is about 0.5, the first div gets rendered, otherwise the second one. Just like Java and other languages, Vue provides a else if, so we can form a if-else-if ladder. So in this case, we have vif, else if, and else. Now, only one of those divs will be displayed. Vue will evaluate this if-else-if ladder, and it will render the first div whose if or else if expression is true. Another interesting Vue directive is called vshow. Vshow is very similar to vif. In this case, if OK is true, then this h1 gets rendered. We're going to print hello exclamation mark. If OK is false, then we're not going to display this h1. So what is the difference between vshow and vif? The difference is that an element with vshow, like this, will always be rendered. In other words, it's on the page, but the display is not. In other words, it's invisible. So vshow only toggles the display CSS property of the element. So let me show you an example. Now I'm in demo 15, vif.html. We have two spans. The first span is using vif, the second span is using vshow, and they refer to the same Boolean variable flag. And here we declare flag as true initially in our data object. If I render it, I can see both hello vif and hello vshow. I see both span. If I toggle it, if I click this toggle, what we're going to do is we're going to flip flag. So true becomes false, false becomes true. So if I click toggle, then both will disappear, right? If I toggle, they're gone. If I toggle again, they're all here. So what's the difference between vif and vshow? In order to do this, we're going to press F12. So let me make sure this is large, you can see it. Initially, since flag is true, we can see the two spans. If I expand this, so this is the vif, this is the vshow. All right, so initially we can see them all. They're all in DOM. Now be careful. If I toggle it and make flag to goes from true to false, then they both disappear, right? If I click toggle, as you can see, the vif span is gone totally. We remove it from DOM. It's not rendered at all. But the vshow is still there. But we changed its CSS style, display equal to none. That means it is on the page, it is rendered, but we're not going to show it. We're not going to display it. It's invisible. So if I toggle it again, so the first span comes back, and we're going to remove this display equal to none. So that's the difference between vif and vshow.